You seem to speak very highly of your days with the Clash. Is there any great stories from whenever you were on the road with the Clash? I'm sure there are.
Oh, well, a lot of them, yeah. I mean, when I first saw them, on my very first trip, I went to see them. I didn't really meet them, but I saw them play a show that was just so powerful and so much energy that I knew I wanted to see them again. And I came back a year later, got in touch with the record company, and they said, "Oh, the Clash doesn't work with the record company. They don't, we have no contact with them. We can't really help you do anything." And I said, "Well, I'm a fan. I want to see them. Can you tell me where are they playing? I'll just go there. Maybe I'll buy a ticket on the sidewalk or something. But I'm going to see them." And they told me they were playing in Glasgow, so I went up there. In those days, the short plane flights were a lot cheaper, and hotels were a lot cheaper. You could get around on a low budget. So I went to Glasgow, and it's just my kind of luck that as I checked into the hotel, Mick Jones and Paul Simonon were at the desk asking about something. And Mick kind of recognized me from Club Louise a year earlier. And he said, "Oh, you that guy from New York?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "What are you doing here?" And I said, "Well, I came to see your show." So he took me up to the road manager, who hooked me up with a photo pass and tickets, and that all worked out. But I didn't really know where they were going. I wasn't really in contact with them because I remember after the show, I heard about it the next day because after the show I went back to my hotel and actually took a train to Edinburgh to see the band the next day. And I found out that after their show in Glasgow, they had gone out in the back, and there was a bunch of fans they were talking to, and cops came by and tried to clear the fans away, and it got into a bit of a row, and the band was trying to protect the fans, and so Joe and Paul got arrested for disorderly conduct against the police, and the promoter was up all night trying to deal with getting them out of jail and getting them to Edinburgh the next day. So they played that show, and by the end of that show, I remember getting a little friendlier with the road manager that he drove me and another person to the next gig, which was some seaside town on the shore of England. And we get to this place that was not a big kind of, standard motel, but it was actually kind of a nice English inn. There was an old building with a big gardens, like formal gardens off the side of the lobby, and nice furniture in the lobby. And they took one look at this crew coming off this rock and roll bus, and they were like, "No way, you're not staying here." And the manager started trying to discuss it, and I remember Joe and Mick kind of sitting down on a couch and kind of quietly playing some acoustic songs like they were just nice folk singers, and there was going to be no problems here, sir. And the road manager kept trying to convince the staff that nothing was going to, they weren't going to have any problems. They had been up, rough nights for the past 2 days. They just wanted a place to sleep. It was all going to be okay. And so they let us stay, and they played the show, and we came back to the hotel. I remember people had a few drinks, and they closed up the bar, and everybody went up to go to sleep. And suddenly, one of the band's staff came over to wake me up to go and help out the promoter, who I got to his room. He was in tears. He had broken down. He was crying. And what had happened was the other person that he'd given a ride to was this girl who had come along, and he had tried to make it with the girl, and she wasn't having it. She was just a fan of the band. She didn't want to, be
didn't
sleeping
care about
with
the road
him.
manager.
Yeah, didn't want to sleep with him. And he just, having, been up for days and the exhaustion and the stress, and then this girl turning him down, he flipped out, and he went down to the lobby, and he single-handedly wrecked the lobby, taking couches and throwing them through the glass doors into the garden.
Road manager who swore nothing would happen.
The band was upstairs sleeping. The band didn't know anything about it. By the time they woke me up, I don't know why they thought but I ended up with this guy's head in my lap, and I'm, caressing him like he's a 6-year-old with a bad dream. I'm like, why me, So, yeah, there was some funny things that happened.